Most modern relationships are not collapsing because people do not love each other. They are collapsing because too many people enter relationships emotionally empty, validation hungry, and internally unstable. They do not choose love from strength, they cling to love from fear. The moment their partner becomes distant, moody, busy, cold, or emotionally unavailable for a few hours, their entire inner world starts shaking. They overthink, they chase, they demand reassurance, they lose their center, and eventually they lose attraction. Because if your emotional stability depends completely on your partner's mood, you are not leading the relationship. You are being controlled by it. Welcome to EvoLeveX, the system for becoming your best self. Subscribe to this channel and register at EvoLeveX.com if you are serious about emotional mastery, masculine maturity, discipline, and relationship success. Today we are talking about emotional self-sufficiency, one of the most powerful levers for modern relationships. Emotional self-sufficiency means you can regulate your emotions, validate your own worth, and maintain your internal stability without constantly needing another person to complete you. It does not mean you become cold or emotionless. It means you stop using your partner as your emotional life support system. Most people enter relationships from emotional deficit. Deep inside, they feel incomplete, lonely, insecure, or unseen. Then someone gives them attention, affection, and intimacy, and they mistake relief for love. But when someone becomes your source of emotional survival, you stop relating freely. You start monitoring them. You start reading too much into every reply, delay, expression, silence, and mood shift. The relationship stops being a choice. It becomes a psychological necessity. And the moment your partner feels that pressure, attraction begins to die. Because nobody wants to carry another adult's entire emotional world. A healthy relationship is not two empty people begging each other to feel whole. It is two grounded people choosing to build something stronger together. That is the shift from emotional hunger to emotional surplus, from neediness to groundedness, from chasing validation to becoming internally anchored. And if you want to understand female psychology, attraction, and modern relationship power dynamics at a deeper level, check out my book Decoded: What She Wants, What She Shows, and What She Will Never Say. You can find it at EvoLeveX.com or through the link in the description. Now understand this, modern dating has made emotional dependency worse. People are no longer just dating a person, they are dating attention patterns, online availability, story views, scene receipts, delayed replies, and social media signals. One message can make their day, one delay can destroy their mood. That is not emotional maturity, that is dopamine addiction. So the first audit every man must perform is not on his partner, it is on himself. Can you feel good without someone texting you? Can you stay calm when your partner is in a bad mood? Can you stay focused on your mission when the relationship feels uncertain? Can you handle silence without turning it into insecurity? These questions reveal your emotional baseline. Your baseline is who you are when nobody is praising you, validating you, entertaining you, or reassuring you. And this is where many men discover the truth. They do not have real confidence. They have performative confidence. Performative confidence looks strong when attention is available. But the moment validation disappears, the mask falls. Real confidence is quiet. It does not beg to be noticed. It does not panic when someone is unavailable. It knows its value before the world confirms it. That is emotional self-sufficiency. And that is why it is attractive. A person who does not desperately need validation becomes grounding. They are not easily shaken. They are not constantly negotiating for attention. They are not giving love just to receive reassurance in return. They lead from surplus. Emotional surplus means you can give without secretly keeping a scorecard. You can support without demanding immediate repayment. You can love without turning love into a transaction. You can care deeply without losing yourself. Most people do the opposite. They give from hunger. They give attention because they want attention back. They sacrifice because they want proof that they matter. And when that proof does not come, resentment begins. This is how emotional outsourcing destroys relationships. Pressure creates resistance. Resistance creates distance. Distance creates anxiety. Anxiety creates chasing, and chasing destroys attraction. But emotional self-sufficiency breaks that cycle. It does not mean you tolerate disrespect. It does not mean you become passive. It means you respond from clarity instead of insecurity. This is the unshakable frame. A weak frame allows another person's mood to control you. If she is happy, you are happy. If she is cold, you panic. If she withdraws, you chase. If she tests you, you over-explain. That is not leadership, that is emotional submission. A strong frame is different. If your partner is stressed, you remain calm. If emotions rise, you do not join the chaos. If there is conflict, you do not raise your voice to prove power. If there is disrespect, you address it without losing control. This is not domination through fear. This is relational leadership through emotional stability. The person who stays centered under pressure becomes the natural anchor. And over time, that stability builds trust, respect, and attraction. When your partner sees that you do not collapse every time emotions rise, they begin to feel your strength. They realize you are not someone who can be dragged into every storm. You are the one who can stand in the storm and still see clearly. That is powerful. And this is the paradox. The less you depend on someone for emotional stability, the more space they have to love you freely. When you chase validation, they feel pressure. When you demand reassurance, they feel burdened. When you make your happiness their responsibility, they feel trapped. But when you are already whole, your presence becomes lighter, stronger, and more attractive. If you want to go deeper into masculine strategy, attraction, and why men lose power when they lose their center, read my book, She Loves Power, Not You. The Masculine Strategy for Winning Women. You can find it at EvoLeveX.com and the link is in the description. So how do you build emotional self-sufficiency? First, build a life that does not depend emotionally on one person. Your mission, body, work, discipline, finances, friendships, and growth must become pillars of your identity. Second, practice daily self-validation. Ask yourself, what did I handle well today? What am I proud of today? And what standard did I maintain today? Third, stop reacting instantly to your partner's mood. Pause, observe, regulate yourself first, then respond from strength. Fourth, separate love from need. Love says, I choose you. Neediness says, I cannot function without you. Love creates connection. Neediness creates pressure. Fifth, maintain your standards calmly. If something is wrong, address it. If boundaries are crossed, state them. If disrespect becomes a pattern, step back. But do it without begging, shouting, threatening, or collapsing. The goal is simple. Become the primary architect of your own emotional world. Do not outsource your happiness. Do not outsource your confidence. Do not outsource your self-worth. Do not outsource your peace. The strongest relationships are not built by two people desperately trying to complete each other. They are built by two emotionally grounded people who choose each other from abundance. So stop chasing validation. Stop letting someone else's mood dictate your mental state. Build emotional surplus. Master your frame. Validate yourself first. Lead from strength. Because emotional self-sufficiency is not just a relationship skill, it is a life strategy. If this message gave you clarity, subscribe to @EvoLeveX right now. Register at EvoLeveX.com and become part of a system built for men who want discipline, emotional mastery, masculine maturity, and long-term excellence. Also check the links in the description for my books Decoded, What She Wants, What She Shows, and What She'll Never Say, and She Loves Power, Not You, the masculine strategy for winning women. This is EvoLeveX. Evolve, Elevate, Excel.